All right, hello again, baseball fans. We're going to do one game tonight, and it's a big one. It's a battle for second place. Cleveland, Philadelphia. So just a game separating these two teams. Cleveland trying to keep pace with Manchester, but Manchester pulling away in the league. So there for a while we thought it was going to be Manchester and Cleveland in our mini World Series, but now Philadelphia making a run, and let's see who else is making a run. Thank you, Ned, for coming in. All right, and there's Robbie Wartburg. Hi, Robbie. So Cleveland 6 games back, and then tied for third. Philadelphia and Butler 7 games back. So the race, the pack tightening up in the middle. Providence and Bellingham still in the race at 8 games back, 2 games above 500. So the next team to face elimination is Carolina. 3 games away, Liverpool, 4 games away. So we're winding down, probably about 16 games to go, something like that. So let's get to it without any further ado, and we'll get this one out of the way. So it is going to be Philadelphia at Cleveland. Very tired, Robbie, very tired, but thank you for asking. And somehow we have Great American Ballpark in here. How did that happen? This is supposed to be, right, is this game having a stroke? All right, we're going to fix this in a second. Yeah, okay, computer lineup, because we're just going to cancel this game. I don't know how this got to Great American Ballpark. I have no idea. There are times, so it's not even showing. Okay, so this is weird. League Park. Yeah, assign team to park. Yes. Sometimes this does some weird things. Hey, there we go. Big clue. Cousin Ken. Yeah, Robbie. Robbie usually on the draw first. All right, let's see what the hell's going on here. Strange, strange days. Can't remember which one we had. Wasn't that one? Wasn't that one? Was it that one? I think it was that one. Let's get back, look at Cleveland. And I don't know what's going on with Action PC Baseball tonight. I'm almost too tired to figure it out. Let's see. So yeah, assign team to park. I have no idea what's going on with this game. Sometimes it just drives me crazy. Let's see what it's done with park assignments. Well, there's Manchester. That's fine. But Cleveland causing trouble here tonight. It's not letting me assign a ballpark. This is really, really bizarre. Every once in a while, Action PC has little mini aneurysms. Bang, bang, and bang. And not neutral park. Oh my god. I don't know what's going on here. Yep. Lake Park, Cleveland. No, not Toledo, Ohio. Alright, now let's see if it gets any curiouser and curiouser. Still no ballpark. What the hell is going on with this thing? Yes. Do it. All right, we're going to try to restart. I don't know what's going on. Action PC every once in a while will just lose its shit like this. God only knows why. So in other news, anybody that might be around, and I'll be announcing this every once in a while, if anybody's interested in being in the a moderator for the new channel that I'm starting, let me know. The only thing is because it'd be a new channel, I would need people that would be active moderators, so it wouldn't be sort of like this, because it won't. That new channel is going to be not everybody will have a wrench. So if anybody's interested, let me know. I want to start on that new channel pretty soon and kick it off with some pretty cool stuff. A little bridge product. Probably we're going to start with, believe it or not, Super Mega Baseball Extra Innings. And I don't know what's going on. And at this point, I am ready to just play this in Great American Ballpark because I don't know what it's doing. So I think that's what we're going to do. I have no idea what's going on here. And I can't be arsed to try to fix the unfixable. There we go. So Big Clue says, figured I'd join me comrades and talk a little treason tonight. You know what? You spent months telling us that none of us are invited to the new channel. Big jerk. No, the only reason, one of the reasons is I thought that most of the stuff that's going to be going on in that channel would be of little interest to the sports gaming community. That's why. That is why. I mean, music theory and all that kind of stuff. Ugh. Alright, so we're just going to play this. I don't give a shit what park it wants to do a Great American Ballpark. I don't know why. I don't care. I really, really don't. Alright, so anyhow, if anybody's interested, would really, really, it'd be a lot of fun. I think. I think. Who knows? Alright. Looks like it's Brown tonight for Cleveland. And then I've got to set up this stupid ballpark. So, give me a moment, please. This is something that never happens in out of the park baseball. So I have no idea what's going on. I think it just wants to blow up, that's all. Last thing I needed after a crazy, crazy tiring day at work. But it's baseball, man. It's baseball. Just kind of looks silly, but it is what it is. So I'll be answering the chat in a minute. As you can see, I'm kind of doing the little Zen thing here. All right, let's move these up. Set the fences. Geez, that one, we'd never have any home runs, would we? Seriously? There we go. And then I think after that, we're going to actually do some Blood Bowl, which will be fun. Blood Bowl, always a good time. It's hilarious. And the broadcasters are even better than MLB The Show. Even better than Ernie Harwell for Blood Bowl. So, all right. But that's for a little bit later. There we go. All right. Cool, 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 cool. All right. The park has been embiggened. I had to do that to just do some things. All right, George Van Haltren. So this is a battle for second place. Spiders coming into this game 72-66. Philadelphia Quakers at 71-67. Mordecai Brown finishing his warm-up pitches. So it's going to be a good one tonight. Mordecai Three-Finger Brown versus Big Ed Walsh. Van Haltren will lead it off, and Mordecai Brown finishing his warm-up pitches. Beautiful day today, 74 degrees, sunshine. A little breeze going out to left center at 1 mile per hour. Van Haltren swings, liner right to Ray Chapman. 1 up, 1 down. Big Clue had put in some really interesting trivia. So the tragic death of Ray Chapman actually opened up a door for a future Hall of Fame shortstop, Joe Sewell. So thank you for that, Big Clue. Appreciate that. Was going through some of the comments. Tried to stay caught up on those. All right. Here is George Davis now. Davis hitting 208, 3 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Brown sets and fires the 0-1 delivery. Fastball, chopper to third. Baker up with it and over to Fred Tenney to retire Davis for the second out. Here's Eddie Collins, 247, home run, 40 runs batted in. Brown brings it home, payoff pitch to Collins. Collins base hit into left field. So Philadelphia gets his first base hit with 2 down here, just underway, top of the first. Eddie Collins among the league leaders in steals in the league this year with 46. Mike Tiernan, the right fielder for the Philadelphia Quakers, hitting 246, 3 home runs, 29 runs batted in. Good lead for Collins off first. Brown brings it home. Tiernan. Oh. So this one a ball, or a strike, called strike 1. Eddie Collins unable to get a good jump at Philadelphia, trying to bring an aggressive running game here with 2 down. Brown comes home with it now, the 0-1. And there goes Eddie Collins, throw down by Gibson. Chapman's tag in time. Eddie Collins caught stealing to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We've played a 1/2 inning. Philadelphia nothing, and Cleveland coming up to bat. Ed Walsh, the great spitballer, has finished his warm-up pitches. Sam Thompson, the right fielder for Cleveland, will lead it off here. And again, for the sharp-eyed among you, yes, this is Great American Ballpark. Not sure why Action PC is bugging out a little bit tonight. Even though the Cleveland team is assigned to League Park, has been for 138 games. But I'm way too tired to deal with it tonight. So we're on a ballpark, and it works. Ed Walsh delivers the 2-0 to Sam Thompson. Thompson swings, and this one is going to go over the wall for extra bases. Thompson rounding first. Tiernan giving chase to the ball in right. Thompson is rounding second. Here's the throw from Tiernan. Throw gets to cutoff man Eddie Collins. The tag at third, and Sam Thompson hits his 8th triple. It's a leadoff triple for Sam Thompson, and the go-ahead run for Cleveland here in the bottom of the first, 90 feet away for home run Baker. 15-game hitting streak for him. His average at 284. 2 home runs, 46 runs batted in. Walsh from the stretch, and the payoff pitch to Baker. Baker lays off and draws the walk. This ball just a little bit low. Fastball missing by Walsh. Runners at the corners. 2 down for Napoleon Lajoie. Lajoie at 340, a home run, 90 runs batted in. Walsh comes home with it to Lajoie, the 1-2 pitch. Lajoie swings, chopper to short. Davis up with it. Collins will go to Henry Larkin, and Lajoie grounds into a double play, but the run does score. Sam Thompson comes in, and it is 1-0 Cleveland here in the bottom of the first. So it's close because Philadelphia and Cleveland battling it out, and Butler very close in this too. So we have 3 teams actually vying for second place with roughly 16 or 17 games to go. All right, first baseman Fred Tenney batting with the bases empty, 2 down here in the bottom of the first, 1 in. Tenney, 302 average with 31 runs batted in. Ed Walsh with the 2-2 pitch, and Fred Tenney swings. Oh, what a play by Eddie Collins. Diving stop and making the 4-3 putout. Inning over, but 1 run. 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We've played 1. It's Cleveland 1. Philadelphia is nothing. Mike Tiernan, Chief Myers, and Henry Larkin do up. Tiernan hitting .246, 3 dingers, 29 ribbies. Lefty waits for Mordecai Brown to pitch. George Moon Gibson with the sign. Brown's delivery. Tiernan swinging on the first pitch. Base hit. Left field. Jimmy Sheckard up with it as Tiernan rounds first. Second base hit for Philadelphia in the game. Mike Tiernan with 26 steals. Chief Myers now, the Philadelphia catcher, hitting .224, 3 home runs, 47 ribbies. Brown with a check of the runner, Tiernan. The 0-1 delivery. There goes Tiernan, hit and run, and this one's going to go all the way down to the wall in right field for extra bases. Tiernan rounding second. Myers rounding first. Thompson up with the ball. Tiernan will come in to score. Myers will easily have a triple and an RBI. Philadelphia ties it up here, so the Cleveland lead lasts exactly a third of an inning. Not even a third of an inning. So 1-1 your score for Henry Larkin. Myers at third. Larkin hitting .256, 2 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Brown from the stretch. And the count even on Larkin. Fastball swung on, fly ball to center. Should be deep enough to score. Myers, Hoy has the ball. Myers tagging at third. And Myers will score. It is 2-1 Philadelphia here. 1 down in the top of the second inning. Big Clue says that he's been doing some data analysis on early Hall of Fame elections this past week, and Fred Tenney was a frequent name who consistently got modest support year after year in the Hall's first 20 years. All right, thank you for that. That's why he's the chief. A forgotten great, absolutely. All right, here's center fielder Roy Thomas batting with the bases empty and 1 down, .253 average for Roy Thomas. 29 runs batted in. 3-finger Brown's delivery, count even on Thomas. Thomas chops on this one foul on the left-hand side. 2-2 delivery now. Fastball, Thomas swings on this one. Hard ground ball to short, Chapman up with it. This is going to be close. And Fred Tenney trying to take the low throw. Keeps it in front of him though, so Thomas aboard. That's an E6, error number 40 on Ray Chapman. Runner on, Roy Thomas has 20 steals. Charlie Hickman now, hot corner man for the Philadelphia Quakers. A .286 average, 5 home runs, 47 runs batted in. And we'll wait because I don't want to be clicking into Steam. All right. Should turn off those notifications. Brown delivers to Hickman. Here's a 1-1. There goes Thomas. Little hit and run. Hickman gets a chopper down to first. Tenney up with it, and he will run to the bag, and Hickman wins the race. So 2 aboard for Philadelphia. Thomas at second, Hickman at first. And here's Big Ed Walsh batting with 1 down. Walsh hitting just .139, 8 runs batted in. And I don't know why Steam always feels compelled to notify you twice when somebody plays a game. I don't give a bloody damn. All right, Brown works to him now. The 0-1 delivery to Walsh. Don't they know baseball's going on? Walsh bunts this one foul on the third base side. Walsh back in there. The 0-2 delivery from Brown. Ed Walsh swings, chopper to third. Baker up with it. Baker's only play will be to first. This is going to be close. Ed Walsh is safe. Bases loaded for Philadelphia, and here's George Van Haltren. Mordecai Brown, one of the greats in baseball, but giving Todd some miseries as a relief pitcher, but now as a starter, having a rough time this afternoon here. Back at the top of the order now, left fielder George Van Haltren, line to short, 1 out. No place to put Van Haltren. Here's Brown's delivery, the 3-0. And Mordecai Brown walks one in. Roy Thomas trots home. 3-1, Philadelphia now. Could Cleveland drop out of second place? George Davis is 0-for-1, grounded to third his last time up. Brown into his wind in the 1-2 pitch. Davis swings, fly ball to right. Thompson and Hoy converging. Hoy actually running over and make the catch in deep right field. Hickman will tag and score. And the wheels falling off for Cleveland. It is 4-1, and the Cleveland manager is not here to do anything about it. Eddie Collins, 0-for-1, singled in the first. Walsh at second, Van Haltren at first, 2 down, 1-2. Change up, Collins, high fly ball to center. Dummy Hoy has it in his glove. Damage has been done, 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 2 left on. Bottom of the second, it's the Philadelphia Quakers 4, the Cleveland Spiders 1. Due up, Dummy Hoy, Jimmy Sheckard, and Ray Chapman. Dummy Hoy hitting just 176, 2 home runs, 43 ribbies for him. Ed Walsh has walked a batter in this game thus far. He winds and fires. The 1-2 fouled off by Hoy. Hoy back in there again. Walsh delivers. Hoy swings, base hit into left field. Van Haltren gets it quickly back into George Davis' short. So runner aboard for Cleveland. Hoy with 41 steals. And here is Jimmy Sheckard. Sheckard hitting 219, 31 ribbies. Walsh delivers. There goes Hoy, the throw down by Myers. This one gets out to center field. Thomas gets it quickly, throws to third. Not in time, stolen base. And a throwing error charged to Chief Myers. So E2, and Cleveland's potential second run, 90 feet away at third. Sheckard back in the box, the 0-1 from Walsh. And Sheckard, this one called third strike in at the knees. Nice curveball by Walsh. 1 away, Ray Chapman. Chapman hitting just 188, a home run, 44 runs batted in. Chief Myers sets the target. Walsh from the stretch in the 2-1 delivery to Chapman. Chapman swings, base hit. RBI for Chapman as Dummy Hoy will come in to score, and Cleveland now cutting into this Philadelphia lead. It is 4-2 in favor of Philadelphia. And here is catcher George Gibson, longtime Pittsburgh Pirate, hitting 236, a home run, 41 runs batted in. Ray Chapman at first with 20 steals. Walsh with a check of the runner. And there goes Chapman. Myers throws down. Chapman steals base number 21. So Cleveland now with a runner in scoring position at second. The tying run at the plate, George Gibson, 1 out. Walsh with the 0-1 to Gibson. And Gibson, big swing and a miss. Walsh getting the strikeout. Gibson expanding the strike zone a little bit. 2 down. Chapman remains at second for Three-Finger Brown hitting 193, 8 ribbies for him. Chapman into his lead at third. Walsh delivers the 1-2 pitch. He'll spitball, and Brown chops this saliva sphere to Davis, on to Larkin, and that's going to be an E6. Davis picking up error 18 of the season, and Mordecai Brown aboard. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Back at the top of the order now. It's the first time through the Cleveland order. Sam Thompson tripled back in the first. Cleveland threatening here with 2 away and a run in. Walsh brings it home. The 2-0 delivery to Sam Thompson. Thompson, bounder ball up the middle, and Collins will go to Larkin for the 4-3 putout. 1 run, 2 hits, 2 errors. We've played 2, and it's Philadelphia 4 and Cleveland 2. Philadelphia will send up Mike Tiernan, Chief Myers, and Henry Larkin. Tiernan 1-for-1 in a game, single between third and short last time up. Mordecai Brown with the 2-2. He's walked a batter in this game and now picks up his first strikeout as that one just across the inside corner on the black. 1 away, Chief Myers 1-for-1. RBI triple scoring Mike Tiernan back in the second. Here comes Brown's 0-1 delivery. Solid base hit, stroked into right. Thompson up with it, gets it into Lajoie. Myers aboard, just 8 steals for him. First baseman Henry Larkin, sacrifice scoring Myers back in the second. Myers conservative lead off first. Brown with the 1-1 delivery to Larkin. Larkin swings, hard ground ball to third. Baker to Lajoie on the pivot to Tenney for the inning-ending double play. So Brown gets out of it. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third, and it is 4-2 in favor of Philadelphia, trying to hold on to second place. Home run Baker, 15-game hitting streak for him. Walked back in the first. Big Ed Walsh is fan 2 and issued 1 free pass. Baker, first pitch swinging, chopper up the middle. Eddie Collins ranging to his right on to Henry Larkin to retire Baker for out number 1 here in the bottom of the third inning. Napoleon Lajoie, nothing for 1. Grounded into a double play, but Sam Thompson scored. That was back in the first. Walsh comes home with the 2-0 fastball. Base hit into right center field. This one to the wall. Lajoie going for 3. The throw, the tag by Hickman. Not in time. Napoleon Lajoie picking up his 9th triple of the season. 1 down for Fred Tenney. Tenney nothing for 1, grounded to second back in the first. So Cleveland with a chance to come within 1 run of Philadelphia. Walsh from the stretch, the 2-1 delivery to Tenney. Swung on, fly ball to right. This will be deep enough to score Lajoie. Tiernan has it. Lajoie tags at third and will score easily. Cleveland mounting a comeback. It is now 4-3. Philadelphia over Cleveland. Here in the bottom of the third. 2 down. Dummy Hoy 1 for 1. Singled in the second. Base is empty. Walsh brings it home. The 1-2 pitch to Hoy. And Dummy Hoy looks at a called third strike. But 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. 3 in the books. It's Philadelphia Quakers 4, the Cleveland Spiders 3. Roy Thomas will lead it off here. He is 0 for 1, grounded to short, but was safe in a throwing error back in the second. Mordecai Brown with a walk and a strikeout. Brown fires it in, the 0-1 pitch. Fastball, Thomas, little chopper to short. Chapman up with it in the easy 6-3 putout to retire Thomas. 1 down. Third baseman Charlie Hickman, his last time up, had an infield single back in the second inning. Gibson sets the target. Mordecai Brown toes the rubber and the 1-0. Grounder to third. Baker with the long throw across the diamond. Tenney will take it for the 5-3 putout. 2 up, 2 down for Ed Walsh, who is 1 for 1. Infield single back in the second for Big Ed. Brown delivers the 1-0 delivery. Walsh chopping ground ball to second. Lajoie quickly up with it and tosses it on to Fred Tenney to retire Philadelphia. So the Quakers go quietly. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's 4-3. Quakers over the Spiders. And hope everybody is enjoying this marquee matchup tonight between 2 great pitchers and 2 teams in the running as the second team, the visiting team in our mini World Series that will come up soon. This project coming to a close. Jimmy Sheckard is nothing for 1, struck out back in the second. Walsh fires it home. The 1-2 to Sheckard. Stroke to right, base hit. That one on the line. Tiernan taking it on the bounce. Jimmy Sheckard on first with 20 steals. Ray Chapman 1 for 1 in the game. RBI single, scoring Dummy Hoy back in the second. Walsh checks the speedy Sheckard at first, being held by Henry Larkin. Throw over, and Sheckard in under the Larkin tag. Walsh deals again. The 0-1 delivery to Chapman. Chapman gets the bunt down. Larkin's only play will be to first. Chapman successfully sacrifices Jimmy Sheckard to second. Tying run in scoring position for Cleveland. And here's Moon Gibson, struck out in the second. Walsh delivers to the Cleveland catcher. Fly ball, center field. Thomas had him played perfectly, brings it in for out number 2. Sheckard will not advance on the play. Mordecai Brown, nothing for 1. Was safe in a throwing error back in the second. Sheckard, good lead at second. Walsh with a check of the runner. The 0-2 to Brown. And Brown lunged at that one and missed for Steve Reich 3 to retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left. We go to the 5th. It's Philadelphia 4, Cleveland 3. Due up, George Van Haltren, George Davis, and Eddie Collins, the top of the Philadelphia order. Van Haltren is nothing for 1. Line to short in the 1st and walked, forcing in Thomas back in the 2nd. The 2-0 to George Van Haltren. Van Haltren swings. Fly ball to deep center. Going back is Dummy Hoy. He will make the catch. 1 up, 1 down for shortstop George Davis. Sacrifice back in the 2nd, scoring Hickman. Brown's delivery, even. And Davis with a base hit into right. Sam Thompson up with it. Gets it to Lajoie quickly. So 1 away. George Davis has 36 thefts on the season. Eddie Collins 1 for 2. Cocky Collins singled back in the 1st and fly to shallow center in the 2nd. Collins gets aboard. Philadelphia has some serious speed on the base paths. Brown with a check of the runner, comes home with it. There goes George Davis to throw down the tag. Not in time. George Davis with 37 steals in the season, and Philadelphia looking to add some padding to this 4-3 lead here in the top of the 5th inning. Collins back in the box. The 1-0 delivery. Eddie Collins swings, base hit to left. Sheckard up with it. Davis rounding 3rd, and they will hold Davis. Runners at the corners. And we talked about serious speed. Eddie Collins at first with 46 steals. So he is, I believe, only 6 behind league leader Hannes Wagner. Brown working from the stretch to Mike Tiernan, who is 1 for 2. Struck out back in the 3rd. From the stretch. And there goes Collins, the throw down. Eddie Collins with steal number 47. 2 in scoring position for Philadelphia. 1 away. Brown in some trouble here. Once again, working from the stretch, the 0-1. Tiernan swings, liner to 3rd, and Frank Baker making a nice play on that. Davis sort of looking backward, not sure if Baker might have trapped that, but clean pick off the infield dirt there at the hot corner. And a big 2nd out for Three-Finger Brown. Chief Myers a perfect 2 for 2 at the dish. RBI triple in the 2nd and a single in the 3rd. Ken Castro going off about Billy Hamilton. Brown works now from the stretch in the 0-1 delivery to Chief Meyer. And Meyer swings, and this one line to left. Sheckard takes it on a short hop, so that's actually going to be an RBI to Sheckard, giving some chase, can't come up with it. And let's see what they're going to score. They're going to actually score that a double. So 2 runs in, and Philadelphia now with, as Ernie Harwell would say, a safer margin. It is 6-3. So miscalled that. Looked like it was an error, but Sheckard just having to chase this ball all over the place. All right, Myers in scoring position, 2 down for Henry Larkin. Sacrifice scoring Myers back in the 1st, and then grounded into a double play in the 3rd. Brown comes home with it to Larkin. Here's the 0-2 delivery. And this one gets by Gibson. This one is a pass ball. So the potential 7th run for Philadelphia now at 3rd base. Brown sets and delivers the 1-2 to Larkin. Base hit. Extra bases for Larkin. Run number 7 scores for Philadelphia. Henry Larkin will pick up the double. Number 16 for Henry Larkin, and it's 7-3 Philadelphia. So Cleveland having to play catch up yet again. Coming into the 5th, just 1 run down, 3 in now for Philadelphia. Strong, strong teams, both of these two. Thomas is 0 for 2, Roy Thomas. He was safe in a throwing error in the 2nd and grounded to short in the 4th. Aaron Reed says, oh yeah, hopefully Aaron, you got my message. You should have been able to get old time baseball. So hopefully you checked your email and all that kind of stuff. It should have put the link in there, I'm hoping. but you do have access. World Source Gamer, hope all are having a good weekend thus far. Hello from Canada. This is turning into one-way traffic around the bases. Yep, Cleveland making a comeback, but then kaboom. And it's been Philadelphia causing lots of ruckus here. Brown delivers to Thomas. Chopper to third. Frank Baker up with it, and the throw to Fred Tenney to retire Thomas in the side. But it's been another big inning for Philadelphia. They've been clustering their runs. This time 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors. Bottom of the 5th, it's the Quakers 7, the Spiders 3. Quakers scoring 4 runs in the 2nd, 3 runs in the 5th. The Spiders with a run in each of the first 3 innings. Sam Thompson 1 for 2. Back at the top of the order for the Spiders, Sam Thompson, home run Baker, and Napoleon Lajoie. Triple for Sam Thompson back in the first, grounded to second back in the second. Walsh brings it home, the 0-1 delivery. Fastball chopped up the middle. Eddie Collins making it look easy in the 4-3 putout. Good snap throw onto Henry Larkin, and that takes care. Okay, good. Aaron Reed. And you don't have to futz about with DOSBox. Just run the game. So you want to look for the executable called Start the Game, and that will start old-time baseball for you. All right, so Frank Baker is 0 for 1. He's on a 15-game hitting streak. Ed Walsh with the 2-0. Baker sends this to center field. Roy Thomas ranging back into his right and making a backpedaling catch. 2 down. Napoleon Lajoie 1 for 2. Tripled. He also has an RBI in the game. Walsh steals the 1-0. Lajoie swings. Easy ground ball to Davis. Davis to Larkin to retire the speedy Lajoie and the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. 5 in the books. It's Philadelphia 7 and Cleveland 3. Charlie Hickman, Ed Walsh, and George Van Halteren due up for the Quakers. Hickman in the contest is 1 for 2. Infield single in the second and grounded to third in the 4th. We'll get it figured out for you, Aaron. It's really easy. So we'll get it worked out for you. Again, it's going to depend on a lot of the software that you use and things like that, because it is a DOS game. So I don't know how that's going to work, but if we get it working for you, it's old-time baseball is a flawed gem, but it is a gem nonetheless. And you got baseball from 1871 to 1981 in that game. You can mix and match, go down to the player level. It was a game that was really ahead of its time. The only thing I think similar to it back then was baseball for Windows. Brown comes home with it now. The 0-2 delivery to Hickman. Grounder to third. Frank Baker with a nice easy motion, but maybe too easy. Hickman tearing down the line, and they do just get him. Good extension by Fred Tenney there at first to get that first out. Ed Walsh 1 for 2 in the game. Infield single back in the second. Brown delivers with the bases empty in the 1-2. And Ed Walsh, extra base hit to right. Sam Thompson will go chase this in the corner as Walsh heads for second. And Walsh going for third. Throw comes to Lajoie at the cutoff man, and the tag by Baker not in time. And it is falling apart for Three Finger Brown here, big time in this game. 1 away, and Philadelphia threatening with a possible 8th run. Van Halteren now back at the top of the order for the Quakers. He is 0 for 2, including a walk. Three Finger Brown from the stretch in the 3-1 to Van Halteren. Van Halteren chopper up the first base line. Fred Tenney has it, and this one off Tenney's glove. Van Halteren is safe, E3, and coming in to score is the 8th Cleveland run. Turning into a laugher here. Can Cleveland catch up? We shall see. George Van Halteren with 34 steals. George Davis 1 for 3. Sacrifice back in the second. Van Halteren, good lead off first. Mordecai Brown with a check of the runner. And he's coming home with it. There goes Van Halteren to throw down. Van Halteren with his 35th steal. After the dust settles, the Chapman tag just a tad too late. So potential run number 9 in scoring position for Philadelphia. George Davis 1 for 3. Philadelphia wanting this second place badly. Brown brings it home. The 0-1 delivery curveball. Davis. Oh, great play by, pardon me, by Ray Chapman. Makes the stop and gets George Davis. Van Halteren will move to third. So that play by Chapman could have saved this inning. So 1 in here in the top of the 6th. Could have been more. So great play. A web gem, as it were, by shortstop Ray Chapman. Van Halteren at third, 2 down. Brown from the stretch to Eddie Collins, who is 2 for 3 today. A 3-1 delivery to Cocky Collins. Collins, a dangerous runner, lays off. Runners at the corners, 2 down. Wouldn't be surprised to see a steal here. Gibson, not the strongest arm behind the dish. Brown now facing Mike Tiernan, 1 for 3. Collins with 2 down, an aggressive lead at second. Brown with the 1-2 delivery to Tiernan. And Tiernan, chopper up the first base line. Fred Tenney has it. He would take it to the bag himself. So 1 run, 1 hit, no errors to left. But big play by Ray Chapman. The score now 8-3 as we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. Cleveland, 5 runs down on a lot of work to do. They've scored 1 run in each of the first 3. Walsh able to keep them scoreless in the 4th and the 5th innings. Fred Tenney, nothing for 2, will be followed by Dummy Hoy and Jimmy Sheckard. Walsh with 4 strikeouts and a walk. Tenney swings, popped on the infield. Van Halteren kind of creeping in there from left, but Hickman waves everybody off. Hadn't played perfectly. 1 up, 1 down. Dummy Hoy 1 for 2 in this game. Struck out back in the 3rd. Winds now calm here, 75 degrees. Walsh delivers the 0-2 pitch, base hit by Dummy Hoy. Van Halteren up with it and gets it in. So Dummy Hoy, 42 steals in the season. And here is the late of the Chicago Cubs, Jimmy Sheckard. Singled back in the 4th, 1 out. Walsh brings it home, the 3-0 to Jimmy Sheckard. Fastball. And this one missing just inside. Walsh wanting the call, not getting it. 2 aboard for Cleveland, 1 away for Ray Chapman, who is 1 for 1. Chapman, RBI in the 2nd. Walsh with the 2-0 delivery, changeup. Base hit, solid base hit into center. Rounding third is Dummy Hoy. Thomas up with it. The throw to the plate, not in time. So Hoy comes in. That is the 4th Cleveland run. And Sheckard and Chapman move up. So Cleveland cuts the Philadelphia lead in half. It's now 8-4. Still 1 out. 2 in scoring position. Sheckard at third. Chapman at second. George Gibson, nothing for 2. Struck out and flied to center. From the stretch, the pitch from Big Ed Walsh, the 3-0. And Gibson lays off this one up and away. Bases loaded for Mordecai Brown. And again, the home manager not here, so we have to go with what the computer does. Infield looking bunt from Brown. Hickman in at third, Larkin in at first. Bases loaded. Walsh with the 2-2 pitch to Brown. And oh, big swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 down. So Philadelphia could breathe a little easier, but here's Sam Thompson back at the top of the order. Thompson 1 for 3. Walsh from the stretch, the 0-1 to Thompson. Thompson swings, base hit into left. Jimmy Sheckard will score. Van Halteren up with it. Chapman rounding third. He will score. 2 RBI single for Sam Thompson. And Cleveland back in it. It is now 8-6. Cleveland plating 3 here in the bottom of the 6th. So this one turning more into a slugfest without a home run. 19 hits in this game, 11 by Philadelphia, 8 by Cleveland. Each team 2 errors. Philadelphia thus far straight at 5, and Cleveland 3. Gibson at second, Thompson at first, 2 down. Baker still looking to extend his 15-game hitting streak. Walsh brings it home, the 3-1 delivery to Frank Baker, and it's another walk issued by Big Ed Walsh. That's number 4. So Walsh with 5 strikeouts, 4 walks, bases loaded for Cleveland. For Napoleon Lajoie, you really wanted to get Baker. Now he's got to face Lajoie with the bases loaded. Myers sets the target, Walsh from the stretch, and the 0-2. Lajoie swings, base hit, and Gibson will score. Van Haltren up with it, Sam Thompson rounding third, and Thompson will score, and Cleveland has come back to tie it up from an 8-3 deficit, scoring 5 here in the 6th. And we are tied at 8. What a ball game we have here. It's a bit of a messy one, and not a pitcher's duel as you might expect between Walsh and Brown, 2 of baseball's great pitchers. Baker at second, Lajoie at first, Fred Tenney now steps in. He has nothing for 3. Walsh comes home with it. 0-2 delivery. Tenney swings this one, a comebacker to the mound. Walsh has it on to Larkin to retire the side, but Cleveland storming back on 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors, 6 in the books. We are tied at 8. Unbelievable. So Philadelphia has held 2 rather sizable leads in this game and has lost those sizable leads both times. Chief Myers now will lead it off for the Quakers, will be followed by Henry Larkin and Roy Thomas. Myers a perfect 3 for 3 today. RBI triple in the second, a single in the third, and an RBI double in the 5th. So Myers having a brilliant day at the plate. Brown delivers to him the 3-0 to Chief Myers. Myers lays off, and three-finger Brown issues walk number 3. Brown not sharp at all, just 1 strikeout today. Mordecai Brown and Christy Mathewson had legendary face-offs back in the day. Giants and Cubs, 2 of the baseball's great early franchises. Of course, the Pittsburgh Pirates, baseball's first powerful franchise, with the Cubs and Giants catching up quickly to the Bucks. Pirates, Giants, and Cubs will remain dominant throughout the first 10 years of the 20th century. Pittsburgh Pirates in 2 World Series, almost in 1908. Of course, the Giants, Cubs, Pirates in that great 1908 race, which Robbie Wartburg is in year 4 of replaying on Baseball for Windows. Robbie, you should do that one every once in a while on your channel too, since you're 4 years in, buddy. Bloody lighters. All right, Henry Larkin bats with a runner aboard, nobody down. Chief Myers, not known for speed, just 8 steals. Mordecai Brown with the 1-1 to Henry Larkin. Changeup, and Larkin chopper to second. Lajoie will underhanded toss to Tenney, but not in time. Henry Larkin is safe. Here we go, nobody out. 2 on for Philadelphia. Myers at second. Larkin at first for Roy Thomas. Roy Thomas has grounded out 3 times, was safe in a throwing error though on one of them. It's 2 aboard, nobody out. Brown looking double play here. The wind in the 0-1 pitch to Thomas. And Thomas chopper to Tenney at first. Tenney will go to Chapman. Chapman back to Tenney for the 3-6-3 double play. Myers will make third. Big play there for Cleveland. Now they've just got to get Charlie Hickman. Myers just 90 feet away will be the go-ahead run here in the top of the 7th for Philadelphia. Infield single and 2 ground outs, both ground outs to third. 2 down, Brown's delivery, the 1-0. They're going to intentionally walk Charlie Hickman, interestingly enough, to get to Ed Walsh, and normally this would be sound baseball, but Ed Walsh is 2 for 3 in this game. And a little infield single, but then in the 6th, a solid triple down the first base line. Walsh seeing the ball well. Brown from the stretch. Count even on Walsh. Fastball, and Ed Walsh. This one works this time. We go to the middle of the 7th. We're not at 8. Midlife Crisis in here saying, let's go Quakers in a battle for second place. Yeah, he is, Ken. He started replaying 1908 back in 2019. So, Ken Castro saying 20. He says he has a new project thanks to Robbie Wartburg, and it's a 2019 Cape Cod League replay with cards and dice. All right, back into it now. Good to see Midlife Crisis. Midlife Crisis, just so you know, we always say thank you to Midlife Crisis. Even when you're not here, I always thank you at the end of every stream because of the shite you gave me way back at the beginning of the season. I forgot to thank you, so you get thanked every night, man. All right, nice to see a marquee game up here with teams in contention. Demi Hoy, 2 for 3. Ed Walsh, 5 strikeouts, 4 walks. Philadelphia having trouble holding back these Cleveland Spiders. They just keep battling back. Bottom of the 8th. And here's the delivery from Walsh to Hoy. The 0-2 fastball. Hoy swings, and Walsh off the hill to his left. Underhand toss to Henry Larkin for the 1-3 putout. 1 away. Left fielder Jimmy Sheckard is 1 for 2. Sheckard walked his last time up. Walsh comes home with it. The 3-1 to Sheckard. Sheckard taken all the way. This one low and inside, and now Ed Walsh even in walks and strikeouts at 5 apiece. Jimmy Sheckard at first. 20 steals on the season, 1 down. Ray Chapman, perfect 2 for 2 today. Chapman, 2 RBI, and Hoy scored on both of those. Walsh with a check of Sheckard at first. Here's the pitch. There goes Jimmy Sheckard to throw down by Chief Myers. And when the dust settles, they do get Sheckard. So he is caught stealing. 2 down, bases empty. Chapman back in the box. The 1-0 delivery from Walsh. Base hit into left. The caught stealing hurts. Van Haltren up with it and gets it in. Chapman making the wide turn at first. The manager's got to go. The manager, you're the visiting manager there. Midlife Crisis, you can pull Walsh. The only thing you can't do is call plays, but you can make substitutions. Indeed, the manager showed up to the ballpark. So we're not normally concerned with pitch counts with these dead ball pitchers, but Walsh getting up there a little bit, good indicator that Walsh may be getting fatigued. These Cleveland Spiders have been relentless or unrelenting, whichever you choose, whichever adjective you'd like to choose, they have been that. Ray Chapman, 21 steals. And if you need to make a change, Midlife Crisis, just throw up an emoji, that way I'll see it. Peripheral vision. Robbie Wartburg talking about his project there in the chat. Chapman, good lead at first with 2 down. Ed Walsh, there goes Chapman. Myers throws down. They will not get Chapman. Steal number 22. Potential go-ahead run for Cleveland in the bottom of the 7th. Now in scoring position with 2 away. And George Gibson, the 1-0 delivery. They're going to intentionally walk Gibson to pitch to Brown. This one probably a little smarter, as Brown is nothing for 3. He has struck out twice and grounded to short. Big Ed Walsh winds and fires the 0-2 to Brown. Brown swings fly ball to left, and Haltren has a beat on it and brings it down. So Cleveland is turned away, threatened, but they do not score. We go to the 8th. We are knotted at 8th. The line for these teams for Philadelphia, 8-12-2. Cleveland, 8-10-2. They've each left 7 men on base. Brown's pitch count again, just an indicator of fatigue. Coach says he's looking strong, the pitching coach, but Brown at 132, he's good for 150, as is Ed Walsh. Back at the top of the order for the Quakers, and it's George Van Haltren. Yeah, thank you. Aaron Reed says, what a game, and 7 people enjoying it. Makes me very, very, very happy. Van Haltren waits for the Brown delivery. Van Haltren swinging on the first pitch, comebacker to the mound, and Three-Finger Brown takes care of Van Haltren for out number 1. George Davis now, 1 for 4. Brown rears and fires the 1-0 to Davis. Comebacker again. Brown responsible for both putouts. 2 away. Eddie Collins, 2 for 3, has been a terror. Here's the delivery to Cocky Collins, the 0-2. And this one chopped to short. Chapman up with it. And in one motion throws over to Fred Tenney. Philadelphia goes quietly. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Knotted at 8. Sam Thompson. Home run Baker and Nap Lajoie, the number 1, 2, 3 hitters for Cleveland. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Sam Thompson has a triple and a single, and that RBI single in the 6th scored Jimmy Sheckard and Ray Chapman. So 2 RBI single for Sam Thompson. Big Ed Walsh has fanned 5 and allowed 6 to reach first without any effort whatsoever, aka walk 6. The delivery to Thompson, the 1-2. Fastball, base hit up the middle, splitting Davis and Collins. So Sam Thompson aboard. Thompson, 26 steals, home run Baker, trying to extend this 15-game hitting streak. Walsh deals the 1-0 to Baker. Thompson is off to the races, and the hit and run. Base hit into left, Van Haltren up with it. Thompson rounding second. He will make third easily, and home run Baker will make it to second. So big hit and run play, nobody out, and here is league leader in tons of stuff, Napoleon Lajoie, 2 for 4 in the contest. Lajoie, 2 for 4, and he also has 2 RBI in this game. And actually, in the 6th, his single scored Moon Gibson and Sam Thompson. 2 in scoring position, nobody out. Cleveland fighting hard for this one. Infield in, trying to cut off that run at the dish. Walsh from the stretch in the 1-1 to Lajoie. They are going to intentionally walk Lajoie to try to set up the double play. And also to get to Fred Tenney, who is nothing in 4 attempts. Infield in, Walsh winds and fires. Full count on Tenney. Payoff pitch. And Ed Walsh walks in the go-ahead run. And pitching change, Hippo Vaughn will come in to pitch for Philadelphia. So the AI manager has seen enough of Ed Walsh. We'll look at his line at the end. Hippo Vaughn's numbers look like this. On the season, a 2.97 earned run average, 9 wins, 12 losses, 172 2/3 innings pitched, walked 60, struck out 76. Bases loaded, looking bad for Philadelphia here. Nobody out. Can Philadelphia grab a big lead and hold it this time? Should they come to the 9th, or is Cleveland going to bust it open here? This has been a back and forth battle between these two teams. Brilliant game. The 1-0 to Dummy Hoy with the bases loaded. Hoy swings, Fly ball to right. Tiernan going back on this ball makes the catch. That's going to be deep enough to score Baker, and the 10th run for Cleveland. At one point, Philadelphia held an 8-3 lead. Cleveland now winning 10-8. Lajoie at second, Tenney at first for Jimmy Sheckard, who is 1 for 2. The left fielder has walked twice in this game. Tenney at first, also good speed. Ducks on the pond for Cleveland. Payoff pitch coming into Jimmy Sheckard. Sheckard swings, base hit to right, Tiernan up with it. Lajoie rounds third. Tenney rounding second. Tenney's going to hold second, it seems. Lajoie scores easily. Tenney will make third. Sheckard holds first. It is now 11-8. But this game far from over. Ray Chapman, perfect 3 for 3 today, including a pair of RBI. So Jimmy Sheckard, good speed at first. Fred Tenney, good speed at third. Vaughn from the stretch and the 2-0 delivery. Chapman, base hit, and that's going to score Fred Tenney. Van Haltren up with it as the throw gets into Davis. And that is Ray Chapman's 4th hit of the day. It is 12-8 Cleveland. So now Cleveland with a 4-run lead over Philadelphia. Philadelphia at one time holding a 5-run lead over Cleveland. 2 on, 1 out, pardon me, for George Moon Gibson. Intentionally walked back in the 7th. Vaughn delivers. Gibson swings, hard ground ball to third. Hickman to Collins to Larkin for the inning-ending double play. Big damage done though, 4 runs, 4 hits, no errors. We go to the 9th. Philadelphia now down 4 runs. Their score 12-8. Brown, looking for a complete game win, will face Mike Tiernan, Chief Myers, and Henry Larkin. To import every player into ball set manually sucks. Henry says, I think it's something you could do during your streams during pregame if you could insert a little batting practice sounds. Yeah, cool idea. Aaron, something I might think about, not for the Ned McGreevy League, but maybe for a future project. Thanks for the idea, buddy. I guess they see around my batting cage is my kind of little thing. All right, Tiernan is 1 for 4. Three-finger Brown with the 0-2 delivery to Tiernan. Tiernan, swing and a miss, strike 3. Mordecai Brown, known for a devastating curve. A childhood farming accident. He lost his 4th finger and part of his 3rd finger. It gave him a wicked curve, and he just whipped it off there to pick up strikeout number 3. Not a sharp game for either of these great pitchers, and Ed Walsh, in fact, will not see the end of the game. He is done in the showers, if they had them at this time in 1900. Of course, everybody's ahead here now, Great American Ballpark. For some reason, Action PC had an aneurysm, and I couldn't get it to reassign League Park. Have no idea why. I'll work on that Sunday. There will be no baseball tomorrow, just to let you guys know. Remind you, it's a Saturday. Chief Myers, 3 for 3 today. Brown, a 3-1 pitch to Myers. Myers pops this one behind the plate. George Gibson tosses aside his mask. And down comes the ball into Gibson's glove. Can Henry Larkin begin some 2-out thunder and lightning here for Philadelphia? Or does Cleveland secure its place in second? And Philadelphia just behind him, Philadelphia and Butler. So we will still have these teams vying for that second place spot. I don't see Manchester, even though it lost tonight, ending an 8-game winning streak. I don't see them falling precipitously. Brown to Larkin, who is 2 for 4. Larkin swings, grounder to first. Fred Tenney will take it to the bag himself. What a crazy game. This one over Cleveland, with a come-from-behind victory, will take this from Philadelphia. The final score of 12 to 8. Let's do our recap, auto-play the other games, and we'll call it a stream. So, the line for victorious Cleveland, who improves to 73 and 66, 12 runs, 14 hits, 2 errors. Philadelphia falls to 71 and 68, 8 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors. For Philadelphia, highlights: Chief Myers 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in. Ed Walsh went 2 for 4 with a triple. Eddie Collins 2 for 4 with a stolen base. For Cleveland, Napoleon Lajoie 2 for 4, 2 runs batted in. Sam Thompson went 3 for 5 in the game with 2 runs batted in. And Ray Chapman a perfect 4 for 4, 3 RBI. Let's have a look at our pitching here. Mordecai Brown gets the win. It was a shaky one for a while for Brown, but getting some superb run support. 9 innings, 12 hits, 8 runs, 5 earned, walked 4, struck out 3. Mordecai Brown's ERA now at 2.18. And Ed Walsh tagged with the loss. He falls to 20 and 15. 7 innings for him, 12 hits, 12 runs, 11 earned, walked 8, struck out 5. Big Ed Walsh not sharp at all. Hippo Vaughn came in and worked an inning in relief. Let's see if Chapman is awarded MVP, as there's just so much to go over, but we're not going to worry about it too much here. And, yep, MVP Ray Chapman. Good to see it. Game-winning RBI. Fred Tenney, let's autoplay now. We'll let the standings refresh, and then we'll see what we shall see as we autoplay the rest of these games. All right, so right now, Philadelphia and Butler just separated by a half game, but that will change. One way or another, it will change. Game 140 will be coming up sometime Sunday. Providence versus Butler. Butler still in the race. Providence an outside chance. It's a good matchup here. Here we go. And Providence edging Butler 6-5. Charlie Sweeney gets the win for Providence, so he improves to 2-2. Nick Maddox takes the loss for Butler. He will fall to 8 and 16. Jimmy Collins 2 for 3 with a home run, his 10th, so he is just behind Hardy Richardson. 2 runs batted in for Jimmy Collins. Bellingham and St. Louis. Bellingham edges St. Louis 1-0. Eddie Plank gets the win, goes to 22 and 9. Kid Nichols tagged with a loss. He went 11. He goes to 11 and 17. Eddie Plank with a complete game with 9 strikeouts for Eddie Plank. Manchester and Carolina, we'll hold it off for in a second with that first place team. Arsenal and Liverpool, a game that really doesn't mean a lot. We'll just autoplay it. Arsenal handily defeats Liverpool. Liverpool now reaching the 70 loss threshold. Ray Kramer gets the win for Arsenal. He goes to 4-2. Mickey Welch takes the loss for Liverpool. So Kramer for Arsenal. Sorry, guys, really tired. Mickey Welch goes to 8-14 for Liverpool in the loss. Hannes Wagner goes 3 for 5, has a home run, his third, and 3 runs batted in. Finally, Manchester and Carolina. Carolina trying to play some spoiler baseball here against first place Manchester, and here we go. Manchester just absolutely increasing its lead here. Easily takes care of Carolina 6-3. Jake Weimer gets the win. He is 16 and 12. Noodles Hahn takes the loss for Carolina. He is now 9 and 14. Sherry McGee, who isn't in the Hall of Fame and should be, goes 2 for 4 with 2 runs batted in, including a triple. So there we go. And we'll let the standings refresh. Thank you there, Robbie Wertberg. So here it is. Manchester in first place. Second place, Cleveland, 6 games back. Philadelphia, Providence, and Butler. It's a dogfight there. These guys are 8 games out. So Providence, with its win tonight, improving to 3 games above 500. So three-way tie for third. I'm sorry, four-way tie for third. Bellingham also in there. Liverpool, 2 games from elimination. Carolina, 1 game away. Carolina, a bit of a surprise. Very strong team coming out of the rip early in the league, but falling. Liverpool playing pretty decent baseball, but pretty much out of it. Arsenal and St. Louis both eliminated. So elimination count goes like this. The death knell, Carolina 1 away, Liverpool 2, and then Philadelphia, Providence, Butler, and Bellingham 4 games from elimination. Cleveland 6 games. So it's going to be tough. Again, we'll see Philadelphia and Cleveland on Sunday, and we will also see Butler and Providence. So we have 2 marquee games coming up that we'll do Sunday. So I'll probably be on a bit earlier on Sunday, so it's not going to be late night baseball then. So we have about, I think if we're going to do, I think I scheduled for 152. I don't know if it was 152 or 156, but we're almost to the end of this project. So thank you guys for it. Hey, we got 8 viewers and 4 likes, so 50%. I'll take that. That's cool. Yeah, I don't see Manchester. So when we ran through the league the first time, Manchester did it by 2 games, but we adjusted this. That was when we had this normalized to 1906, normalized to 1900. Manchester running away with it, but Providence doing much better this time around. So we have a dogfight for third, and we will see Cleveland and Philadelphia again on Sunday. But Cleveland now with a little bit of a more comfortable lead now, 2 games up on Philadelphia, Providence, Butler, and Bellingham. And we will probably see a couple eliminations, at least one. League leaders pretty much in everything have basically remained the same, except Jack Feaster now second to Walter Johnson, ERA at 1.91. Johnson's ERA actually went up a little bit. It's up to 1.15. Kind of funny to see. So, but except for Jake Weimer and Eddie Seacott, the rest of them Hall of Famers. Lajoie is so dominant, 341 average. Dan Bruthers at 309 and Jesse Burkett at 301. So 300 hitters as far as like full-time players. So Jimmy Collins with 10 home runs. So just 2 behind Hardy Richardson. I always like to look at steals. So Keeler making a run at Wagner, but Wagner with 55, Keeler with 51, McGraw with 48. And that's it. We can always do a couple more of our Dublin Nuff Seds All-Star games like we did the other night. That was a lot of fun. That's it. Yep. 5 teams fighting for a playoff spot. And if we end up with a tie, we will do a one-game playoff, or we'll do whatever it takes. And if we end up in a 4-way tie, we will work it out that way. But I would say that at this point, Manchester is pretty much, you might as well say Manchester has clinched it. But it's going to be an interesting race as we still have 5 clubs, as Cousin Ken says, vying for what we would call that, the one-game playoff, but then also vying for the being the visitor in our mini 3-game World Series. So one of the things with Manchester is just leading in team batting, 249, but team pitching, and I really think that Walter Johnson has to be key to that. So team pitching for Manchester, it's ERA 2.05, Philadelphia 2.41, and Cleveland a 2.55. By modern standards, that would be astounding, of course, but just showing that Manchester's dominance. It'd be fun to just take the Manchester. If the Manchester team, this just occurred to me, wins the World Series, it would be really fun to pit Manchester against um, a World Series team, a World Series winner from early baseball. To be fair, um, say from 19 between 1920 and 1930, maybe that's when we can put them up against world's worst gamers. 1927 Yankees. So that's it. Fort Pitt, as they say. Robbie Wartburg. I guess you're doing 1914 Federal League tonight, are you? As we get ready to shut it down at 1 hour 17 minutes. Outstanding also left to go with me and then running out of projects. We have the 1929 World Series to finish, 1909 World Series to finish. So, and then the Ned McGreevy League. Hoping to hear from Steve Tate soon so that we can do our Negro League All-Star game. We still have, 11 days left to Black History Month, so I do hope to hear from Steve so we can get that done. So Robbie he thought about starting 1920. So what does that mean, Robbie? What you gonna do in your channel, man? You got 7 people watching. So are you gonna do 1920, 1914? What's it gonna be, buddy? Or 1908, 4 years in. All right, Robbie's saying probably 1920. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming in for this awesome. We're going to be doing these. We won't start auto playing games anymore now. We won't be auto playing games anymore unless something changes. But we still have uh, 2 marquee matchups per day for September 10th and September 11th. All right. Thank you to Robbie Wartburg, to Aaron Reed, to Robbie Wartburg, and Aaron. You and I will try to get together on Sunday for a little bit so I can we'll figure out old time baseball for you. Once you get around it, it's a lot of fun. It's a little bit clunky, but once you get used to it, you will absolutely have a blast with it. Aaron Reed, Robbie Wartburg, Cousin Ken Castro, Midlife Crisis, who actually thank you and gets thanked twice, so thank you again to Midlife Crisis. World's Worst Gamer, always welcome, always welcome. And Big Clue, of course. And that's it. That's it. So, not a very active chat tonight, but a good one. He says, World's Worst Gamer, telling me to have a great weekend. Well, the same to you, my friend, up there in the great. Well, that's it for me. Cousin Ken, as I mentioned last night, if I do a game tonight, it would just be one game. But, you have the great Robbie Wartburg with opening day 1920, I guess, coming up here soon. Wish I could do another one, cousin. I'd be kind of be I could do another one. The problem is we run into an extra inning game. That's the thing, because I got to be up and out of here tomorrow morning. And yeah, I'd love, man. I just love nothing more. I'd love to do than do another game or two. But yep. All right. Glad you had fun tonight. This was one, I think, of the best games we've had um, in this McGreevy League. This was a war this time. So we'll see when Philadelphia and Cleveland lock horns again if the same thing happens. And also, looking forward to seeing Butler at Providence. So we will do those 2 games. And yes, Billy Hamilton will be in there. Gents, it means so much to me that we've created this amazing, amazing community. And cousin, if you don't mind me speaking for you, when cousin Ken and I, we've been thinking about this since I started doing this stuff 2017, 2018, whenever it was. We often thought, how could we bring some 19th century dead ball, kind of milling it around. We used to kid around that only he and I, with maybe the possible addition of Clint Parks, would be watching. This is before Big Clue, Aaron Reed, and a lot of you guys came to the channel, World's Worst Gamer, Pib99, all those guys, Midlife Crisis, John DFW, who we haven't seen in ages. Um, but this Ned McGreevy League, I am absolutely ecstatic. And to some people, I say, yeah, you only have 7 viewers. Considering the size of the channel and the content, this is old baseball. That's pretty damn nice. This would be like, you know, 18, 19 viewers for like RJO Network or our Red Sox fan. And so I'm just so blown away, and thank you guys so very much for helping cousin Ken and I bring something that really is it's kind of a niche thing even within baseball, bringing it, bringing it, and letting it happen. Thank you guys. And we'll see you Sunday for some baseball and see you around the batting cage. Take care, guys. Be safe. Good night.